Welcome to the Fame Files, episode 19. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into a controversy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one that's making waves, I guess you could say, in the Indian YouTube scene.
Right.
It involves comedian Samay Raina,
Mm-hmm.
his show, India's Got Latent,
Interesting.
and a guest, Ranveer Allahbadia,
Okay.
whose comment sparked really a firestorm of criticism
Wow.
and even a police investigation.
Oh, wow. That's serious.
It is.
So a show built on pushing boundaries suddenly finds itself in hot water.
Exactly right. So to understand how we got here, let's start with the main player, Samay Raina.
Okay.
For those not familiar with the Indian comedy scene,
Mhm.
who is he? And what kind of comedic style does he bring to the table?
So Samay Raina, he's kind of a force of nature when it comes to comedy.
Yeah.
You know, he rose to fame after winning Comistan Season 2,
Right.
which is basically a talent show for stand-up comedians.
Okay.
But what sets him apart, I think, is his willingness to get uncomfortable, to say the things that make people squirm in their seats.
Yeah, he's not afraid to kind of push the envelope.
Exactly. He pushes boundaries, and that's what makes him so unique.
And that edginess, I feel like that's part of what drew people to his chess streams during the pandemic.
Oh, definitely.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
who knew that watching chess online could be so entertaining?
Right. He turned these chess matches into these like hilarious events,
Yeah.
and that's really how he built this massive YouTube following.
Okay, so that brings us to India's Got Latent.
Yes.
Can you explain the premise of the show and why it's become so popular?
So imagine India's Got Talent, but instead of like these polished acts,
Right.
they're showcasing the unconventional, the quirky, sometimes even a complete lack of talent.
Oh, wow.
And it's all played for laughs.
So it's like they're intentionally looking for the most bizarre talents out there.
Pretty much, yeah, the most unexpected things you could think of.
And from what I've seen, the scoring system is kind of part of the joke too, right?
Absolutely. Contestants actually write their own performance.
Oh, wow.
And if they can match the average score given by the judges, they win.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's this clever little twist that just adds to the comedic absurdity of it all.
And clearly it's resonated with audiences because you said it's only been around for 7 months.
Right, just 7 months.
But it's pulling in millions of views per episode.
Millions. Sometimes as many as 40 million.
Wow, that's a huge audience.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So Samay's got this hit show, a loyal fan base, and then boom, this controversy explodes.
Right, out of nowhere.
Let's get into the incident that sparked it all.
Okay.
Ranveer Allahbadia, another, popular YouTuber,
Mm.
was a guest on a recent episode, and things took a very unexpected turn.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, Ranveer, who's known for his channel Beer Bicep,
Right, beer biceps, yeah.
posed a question to a contestant that immediately triggered a backlash.
I see. So what did he say?
He asked the contestant, and I'm paraphrasing here, to avoid, the explicit language,
Okay, sure.
if they would rather endure a very crude scenario
Yeah.
involving their parents or participate in the show to make it stop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's when social media just kind of erupted.
It was like a bomb went off.
Oh, wow.
People were outraged,
Yeah.
calling the comment insensitive, inappropriate, and definitely not funny.
Yeah, I can see why.
And the criticism was particularly harsh because the show has a diverse audience, including many younger viewers.
I see.
So this wasn't just a case of a joke falling flat. This was a situation where a line was crossed,
Yeah,
and people felt genuinely offended.
definitely. And it raises some important questions about the responsibility of content creators.
Right.
Especially those with such large platforms.
Exactly.
How do you navigate, humor and offense in a digital age where content can go viral in an instant?
Right. It's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really throws a spotlight on, how complex comedy can be.
Right.
Especially in today's world.
Yeah. So how did Ranveer respond to, all of this criticism?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, what did he do?
Well, he pretty quickly went into damage control mode
I see.
and released a public apology video.
Oh, okay.
He admitted that his comment was inappropriate, not at all funny.
Mm-hmm.
He also acknowledged that, comedy isn't his forte.
Yeah.
And he said he was sorry for letting down his audience,
Mm-hmm.
especially the younger viewers.
And what was the reaction like?
It was a mixed bag.
Oh.
Some viewers were willing to, accept his apology,
Yeah.
while others remained skeptical,
Right, so some people were just not buying it.
not buying it,
Yeah.
questioning, was it genuine remorse or just damage control
Oh, yeah. I
to
think
protect his image.
like a PR move, basically.
PR move, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of the comments that you shared earlier really highlighted that.
Oh, right. Yeah. There was one that really stood out to me. It said, ever going to trust whatever you have said and going to say on your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No point in apologizing if the pattern keeps repeating.
Wow.
Integrity is about consistency, not just damage control.
It really highlights how repeated apologies
Yeah.
can kind of lose their impact.
Yeah, you lose credibility after a while.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over.
And it raises doubts about the sincerity.
Right. Are they really sorry, or are they just trying to, save face?
It speaks to a larger issue of accountability.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for public figures, right?
Oh, definitely.
When does an apology become meaningless?
Right.
What actions need to be taken to really demonstrate that you're sorry?
Exactly, to show that you've learned from your mistake.
That you've grown, that you've changed.
And in this case, the consequences went beyond just online criticism.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did
The Mumbai police actually launched an inquiry into the incident,
yeah.
prompted by a complaint from some lawyers
Amazing.
who claimed that Ranveer's comments were obscene and offensive towards women and families.
So things escalated from a joke to a potential legal battle.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Wow.
It's a reminder that even though these things happen online,
Yeah.
they can have real-world consequences,
Uh-huh.
Including legal repercussions.
It makes you wonder where the line is drawn between free speech and, being responsible
Right, where's that line?
for your content.
Yeah, it's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a debate that's been going on for years, and it's just getting more complex with social media.
Right, and the speed at which things can go viral.
Exactly. It's just insane.
And it's not just Ranveer who faced this, heat.
Right.
Apurva Mukhija,
Oh, yeah.
another content creator who was
Yeah.
a guest on the episode,
Yeah.
also got a lot of backlash for her comments.
Right, so the whole situation just kind of blew up
It did, yeah.
and sparked this wider conversation
Yeah.
about what's acceptable in comedy
Yeah.
and, the influence of social media and how we react to content
Yeah.
and the responsibility that comes with having such a huge platform.
This incident really seems to have touched a nerve, especially given the strong reactions from the viewers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You shared some comments earlier that really capture that range of emotions.
Yeah, there was one comment that really advocated for, stricter action.
Okay.
It said, no apology is acceptable. Strict punishment is required.
Wow.
Please take action against him and set an example for others.
So, are apologies enough, or is there a need for more tangible repercussions?
Yeah, that's a really tough question.
For sure.
Where do we draw the line between holding people accountable and allowing for growth and, redemption?
This seems to be a pivotal moment for the Indian YouTube community.
Oh, definitely.
It really feels like, they're kind of redrawing the lines here.
Yeah, it feels like a turning point.
So what does this incident and the subsequent fallout mean for Samay and India's Got Latent?
Right.
Can they recover?
I mean, that's the big question.
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure what the long-term impact will be.
Yeah.
On one hand, India's Got Latent has built its brand on pushing boundaries.
Right.
So this could be seen as just another example of that.
But on the other hand, this situation has exposed the potential risks of that approach.
Yeah. There's a fine line between being edgy and being offensive.
Exactly.
And that line can be blurry,
For sure.
and it can change
Yeah, depending on the audience.
to context, everything.
Right.
And with social media amplifying everything,
Oh, yeah.
the stakes are higher than ever.
Yeah, what might have been okay a few years ago
Right, exactly.
is not okay now.
A joke can now lead to a massive backlash,
Yeah.
even legal consequences.
So what's the takeaway for content creators who want to push the boundaries?
Right. Without crossing the line.
How do you balance, being creative with social responsibility?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
That is, yeah.
There's no easy answer.
Yeah.
But I think this highlights the importance of just being mindful of the potential impact of your words and actions,
Yeah.
especially when you have a large and diverse audience.
It's a reminder that humor can be a powerful tool,
Yeah.
but it's also a tool that needs to be wielded responsibly.
Absolutely. You got to use it carefully.
So as we wrap up this deep dive
Right.
into this Samay Rayna controversy,
Mm.
what are some key takeaways?
Yeah. What can our listeners learn from all of this?
Well, I think one of the biggest lessons here is that line between funny and offensive it's constantly shifting.
Yeah, for sure.
What might have been considered acceptable humor a few years ago
Right.
could be seen as totally inappropriate today. Absolutely. And it makes you realize that we have a responsibility too, right?
Totally.
As content consumers,
Yeah.
to be critical thinkers.
Yeah, we can't just passively consume everything.
Right. We need to be aware of our own biases and sensitivities
For sure.
and how those things shape our reactions
Exactly.
to what we see online.
And it's important to remember that behind every screen name and profile picture, there's a real person
There is, yeah.
with feelings.
A real human.
Yeah, experiences.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget that online, you know?
Right. You get caught up in the anonymity of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And forget that words can have a real impact.
Absolutely, they can hurt.
They can, yeah.
So this controversy, I think it's a reminder to be more mindful,
Yeah.
both as creators and as consumers.
More aware of the power of our words.
Right.
And the consequences of our actions online.
And maybe most importantly,
Yeah.
it highlights the need for empathy.
Yeah, for sure.
That understanding.
Like, we live in a diverse world.
Right.
With so many different perspectives and experiences.
Exactly. What one person finds funny, another might find deeply offensive.
It's about recognizing that humor is subjective.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's acceptable can vary widely, depending on cultural context, personal experience.
Current events, everything.
Right. And even if we disagree with someone or find their humor offensive, we can still, engage in respectful dialogue.
We can at least try to understand where they're coming from.
So for our listeners, as you continue to explore the world of online entertainment, remember to be mindful.
Yeah.
Be empathetic.
Be open to different perspectives.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to laugh.
Of course, laughing is important.
Right. But always with a healthy dose of
critical thinking.
Yeah.
And a dash of consideration for others.
Well said.
The world of online entertainment is constantly evolving.
Right.
It's up to all of us to navigate it thoughtfully and responsibly.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Same Reina controversy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a fascinating look at fame and humor and this ever-changing landscape of online content.
It really has.
So until next time, keep those critical thinking caps on.
And those funny bones tickled.
And we'll catch you on the next episode of The Fame Files.